What's up, YouTubiacs? Whoa, she 1009 here, and today we'll be doing a tutorial, well, not really a tutorial, basically a rundown of what Steam in-home streaming's like. It just came out of beta, it is now official and live, so I'll be doing some tests for the Steam in-home streaming. We'll be using some different equipment and some different methods and see the best performance about what method out of what method we do, and the worst performance about what method we do and what you shouldn't use. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay guys, so starting off from the rig we're streaming from, this rig is my high-end gaming slash editing rig. It is pumped up with a GTX 770 Superclocked edition from EVGA, which has 4 gigs of video RAM. It's got an i7 4770K for that editing and gaming hyper-threading power. A stock cooler, a Samsung 840 EVO 250GB SSD, an 850 watt power supply. Also got a hard drive, and for the motherboard, a Gigabyte Z87X UV5H. So this is definitely a very, very powerful rig. And for what I got set up on it is just two 1080p monitors, both at 21.5 inches. Doesn't matter about the keyboard or mouse as such. So this is the laptop we'll be streaming to and playing the games from. We've got a Core i3 processor running in this at 2.3 GHz, Intel HD Graphics 3000, just a 500 gig mechanical hard drive, a 1336 by 768 display, but we'll be using the 1080p display most of the time in second screen only mode on high performance. The RAM's 8 gigs, 2x4 at 1333 MHz. And 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi with gigabit LAN. And for the router, we have the Netgear DGND 4000. This has 2.4 and 5 GHz Wi-Fi, gigabit LAN. I think it's up to 10 gigabits, Cat 6 compatible, and 128 megabytes of flash and RAM on board. I'm also using an Xbox 360 controller, as you probably want to chill out when you're doing Steam in-home streaming if you're going with that option. So our first test is 5 GHz to 2.4 GHz wireless. Honestly, this was a very laggy experience. I didn't have a good time, the lag was terrible, and it went to the point where this FPS Black Ops 2 was not playable at all. You'd go to move your thumbstick to the right or left and there'd be major lag, and you would die seconds later and you'd have a huge disadvantage. Do not go this route and do not use 2.4 GHz wireless for in-home streaming. If you only have that, then you are out of luck on this one. The next test was 5 GHz to 5 GHz wireless. I thought I was going to get a really good result with this one, but I think I was let down because I didn't have an AC router. AC router being the highest maximum amount of transfer rate with Wi-Fi. So I also had the same experience with 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi. It was a bit better, but it was unplayable for an FPS. The final test was wide, and as you can see, I have a huge wire coming from my room. I got a 30-meter Ethernet cable running to the kitchen because the router's set up in the kitchen, which I don't like, and I reckon it should be changed. Another Ethernet cable going into the laptop. They're both Cat 5e Ethernet cables, so there's no letdown in speed on any occasion. And here's the test. As you can see, there's no lag at all. It is fantastic, and you know why? It's because it's hardwired and it's not letting you down, and it's just a great experience to be hardwired. And I will show you the specs in a second. It's just amazing. There's no input lag at all, and you have a great time. So I'm at 768p at around nearly 60 frames a second, basically 60 frames a second, and I couldn't get the HDMI cable running to the TV because the router's in the kitchen and I can't get it set up. But if you're going for this route and just chilling back with your Xbox 360 controller, definitely go this route. So here's my verdict. If you're going with 2.4 GHz wireless, then forget it. It's not worth your time, and you will have so much input lag, you will not have a good experience, and you will have a big disadvantage in mostly every game. If you're going with 5 GHz wireless, you want to make sure you have AC equipment. So AC is a different type of wireless transmission that is really fast, and you want to make sure you have an AC router, an AC laptop or compatible machine you're streaming to, and AC equipment in your main gaming rig. if you want to test that out and you have that equipment, be sure to do that, as that might be really good. If you have all that equipment, it might serve you very well. But the best option for Steam in-home streaming is definitely wired. Wired, you'll have no input lag, which is a bonus, and there will be no lag at all as it's through a thick cable. And for example, you could in the future possibly put an Ethernet cable into the back of your main rig and then run it to your room if you have a long Ethernet cable, if it's right across from you, and then just have Ethernet cord from one computer to the other without running it through a router, and just lay in bed and play your games without actually having to be at your rig and hook up an Xbox 360 controller. So that should be a really good experience for you. If you know how to do that, because I don't think that's supported, leave your comment down below. Is it just a simple plug and play, or do you have to have some port forwarding of the sort set up, or a program set up? So the final verdict: go wired, forget 2.4 GHz wireless and 5 GHz mainly. I had a problem with 5 GHz in my tests, mainly I think because I didn't have AC hardware all around. Sure, I had Ethernet going into the router, the AC wireless adapter in my laptop, but the router was not AC, it was up to wireless and 5 GHz, so that's where I may have been let down. But thank you guys for watching my Steam in-home streaming tests. Make sure to leave a comment down below. What do you think about Steam in-home streaming? Have you been using it lately? What results have you gotten? And do you think you'll use it in the future, for example, setting it up in your LAN room and having a gathering with your friends and just playing, having a console-grade experience by just plugging in your controller? Do you think you would do that? Do you think you would... Is that your thing to do? I don't know. Just leave the comments down below about it in the Steam in-home streaming. And yeah, follow me on the Twitters, Instagram, and all that. It will all be down below. Leave your comments down below on what you want me to do and about Steam in general or anything. Just leave it down below. But once again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.